The Hoop Fest is like my baby. Something that the city has that they can say is their own, and where they all come together one day. And it's not about Wilson and Coolidge and Roosevelt and McKinley Tech and Cardozo. It's about the city. It's about Uptown. It's about, coming together and, supporting each other to get these victories. That event changed the trajectory of not only my life financially and my family's life, but also my legacy. Because there are kids who actually tell stories of playing that event, stories they tell about not being able to get into the event, or it being so over capacity the fire marshals came out.
It's been a good event, and each year the public schools are showcased against talent.
I need to stop playing, support my man, S&S Clothing, got the stands packed. Come out, when next time you doing something?
January 25th.
Y'all hear that, January 25th, y'all be there.
A lot of people don't know this, but before I was locked in with Wilson and a lot of the other DCIAA schools, I was running around with Montrose. They were like the first school, like national school, to really give me a shot. Stu Vetter was the first guy to actually say whatever you got going on, we're in. And played in a bunch of my showcases. And at the time, they were top 3 in the area, top 15 in the country. A lot of kids who are playing the NBA today, from Alonzo Trier to Justin Anderson to Terrence Ross to all these different kids, and having a chance to beat those guys or compete against those guys, who are off doing big things, is something that they'll probably never forget.
People used to come in thinking, oh yeah, this is an easy win.
That same event, 2013, where everything changed, Montrose lost to Theodore Roosevelt, and that it sent shockwaves through the basketball community. And not only did it propel Roosevelt to go on to win a state title, win a DCIAA title, it also was the beginning of people realizing that the DCIAA is not sweet. These aren't just playable, basically bye weeks. Basically, you have to actually come and play, because you will lose. As the Hoop Fest has been becoming more and more popular, Wilson's been playing better competition, better teams, and have played some legendary games.
We played against good teams. We played against Akill Carr.
Everybody wants to see Akill. Impact on the city of Baltimore is real.
Best player in the nation.
Akill Carr, the crime stopper.
The guy considered the best high school basketball player in Baltimore, Patterson High School junior guard Akill Carr, stands just 5 feet 6 inches tall, and indeed goes by the nickname the Crime Stopper.
Akill Carr, man, I could say a lot about that guy.
So we had Ariel Watson and Dante Carter, Larry Holmes, and we were good. I mean, we were good. And Crime Stopper, he's a pretty good player. He's a really good player.
We had so many people come to Carroll that day that we had 600, almost 700 people who couldn't even get in. It was all on the news and all types of stuff. It ended up becoming a legendary game, and it began the legend of the Uptown Hoopfest. So it was definitely something that me and my people will always remember. I owe him a lot. He did a lot for myself and a lot of people in this area, because when he was in Baltimore playing, he came down, played in a bunch of different events, sold out a lot of gyms, and he did a lot. So when he transferred to a DMV area high school his senior year, he definitely did a lot for us and changed the trajectory of our company, honestly. Because for a long time, I had been a guy who said, why do kids need to be paid in college? I mean, they're getting free educations and they're graduating loan-free. But watching a guy like that, I say to myself now, he made everybody money, made me money, made a bunch of different people money, and what did he have to show for it? You know what I mean? And then on top of that, fast forward in 5-6 years, imagine if he had a dad or something like a LeVar Ball or something, who understood what he had and who he was at the time, and understood branding and marketing and merchandising sales and everything you see with kids like Julian Newman or LaMelo Ball or Zion Harmon, blah, blah, blah. He'd probably be rich today. And every time I see Akill, I tell him I owe you a lot, because you did a lot for me. You really changed the course of my life. So it was amazing to watch and just be a part of the whole Crime Stopper wave. Is something we might never ever see again.
But I think the kid, man, his resume it speaks for itself. arguably the best resume that I've seen in 11 years.
He's a great leader, and he's just a fighter. To be undersized as a guard, he does a lot of things that helps your team win.
This kid has been in 4 years at a public school. He didn't come from any highly touted school to where he already had a name. He built his name.
Growing up, I played with a few teams, starting off with Future Players basketball program. That was like a team I started when I was like 8, 9 years old. Then I went to DC Assault, and I played with them with Coach Bruce. He's up South Carolina. I think he's an assistant coach up there now. So I played with them, and then after that, I played with Beacon House for most of my main years at AAU, and that's where they were like where the hunger and stuff comes from, and like that's where my roots are.
Me and they go back, like way back, Beacon House days when we played football together.
I used to play with Ayinde. We played on the Assault together, and I was like 8 or 9. I've been playing against AyinDAY since I was like, what, 8?
When I first got on the team, I wasn't really like in the rotation. I wasn't even really thought of. We had like a deeper team, so then he talked to me, encouraged me to always keep my head up and, you know, keep doing what I'm doing.
Ayinde, that's my man, that's my dog. I still talk to Ayinde every day. I talk to Ayinde.
I didn't really have options going in high school. Of course, I looked at private school option, but that was mainly off of like education and just off of me just trying to go to a private school, but that didn't work out. So my brother already had went here to Wilson, so I came here like maybe a month before school started in the summer bridge. I didn't even know who I was.
I mean, you know, you got a 2-time all-first team DCIAA, made second team his sophomore year. You got a first team all-Met kid from a public school. That's almost unheard of.
My junior year, that's when things started to kind of turn around because Coach David Johnson, he joined the staff, so I already knew who he was, and then, you know, we had a conversation like, yeah, I'm gonna be with you for these last 2 years and helping this program go to the next level and helping you go to the next level.
I watched them from afar. All those games that they won last year, he was the heart and soul of it. Like whenever they needed a big shot, whenever they needed something, he was the guy they leaned on. He's a great leader.
At first, I was gonna go to Mount Verde in Florida. You know, that's a big name. So, but then I talked to the coaches at Mount Zion, and I just felt like an automatic connection with them. So I changed the decision kind of last minute. So by the time AAU season was here, I was already knew where I was going.
We talk a lot, and to make sure he's doing what he has to do in the classroom and to move on to the next level.
This season, I had a great season, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see, one of the high moments, I think I hit a game winner against Brewster when they was #1 in the country. And we was like unranked, we was like honorable mention rankings like 17, 18, so that was a big moment. And then I had 47 points against West Nottingham in like the semifinal game for our conference. And then we also beat Scotland. They was #1 in the country, like 32-0 or something the whole year. So we beat them at their home in a championship, and I had about 30, so that was one of the biggest moments.
I always knew that it was good. I just thought it was a matter of time before everybody else recognized who he was. He been a good player, he just always, I'm gonna say overlooked. He was always overlooked. So I'm just proud, I'm happy for him that he actually got a chance to play on a D1 level now.
So LaSalle offered me, after that Brewster game, I had a phenomenal weekend, I would say. So that really got me out there and got a lot of schools, like very interested, big schools. But LaSalle offered me, and I kind of already knew the coach, one of the assistant coaches there, because he was at Robert Morris, and you know, he was recruiting me before. So I went up there and visited maybe like 2-3 weeks after that, and then, you know, I liked it a lot. It was, you know, I felt like I was at home automatically. The coach, I really believe in the coach, Coach Ash. So I felt like it was really a good trust factor there in that relationship. So maybe about a week or 2, week and a half after I went up there and visited, you know, I just called one day and was like, Coach, I feel like, you know, there's no more time to be wasted. And ever since then, it's been home.
I'm not really like surprised to see him committed because I know all the work that he put in was going to take him a long way.
Where like I know Ayinde, I know where he comes from. I know his father. I know where he comes from. I know his mother. I know his people around him, his people that watched him grow up, you know, who try to keep him out the streets and keep him on the straight and narrow.
I mean, I felt like it was very, very important for me to make it to a big school, just a school in general, a Division I school for free.
He's going to LaSalle, and that is a good school and in a big time conference and everything. You know, sometimes because our area is so talent rich, that'll get lost in the shuffle because you're not going to a Kentucky or, you know, a Maryland.
I mean, I can't really complain about the conference or anything. Like, my mom doesn't have to pay for school, so I feel like it's a big accomplishment for other kids whose parents can't afford school.
If you know where he comes from, you know that that's just as big of a win, if not bigger than any of those other type of guys.
I felt like it was big for kids to look at like, okay, he just kind of has the same life as me, so I can connect to him and I can easily make it to college if he can.
But I'm very happy for him, you know. People don't think like he as good as he is, but he actually that good, so I can't wait to see what he do at LaSalle.
Having a chance to watch him really grow up in my events from maybe like 5th grade all the way up, and he even has little brothers who are still playing in my events, Tyson and his baby brother. I know about Ayinde, I know how much of a win that is for him, you know, so, you know, obviously, you know, playing at the Uptown Hoopfest, he's a kid who actually played 4 years in the Hoopfest, and this was a chance to play for the 5th time. It was only right that we did something special and was able to have him play a you know, farewell game.
It was good for him to actually get to play in front of, you know, the city one more time for all the, you know, his close friends and stuff.
For him, it's probably an over-emotional thing.
The guys really wanted to get here and see him play. The team did. That's why we came so early.
It was really big because it was kind of like my last game in DC, so, you know, it was a big moment for me. Seeing over the years, like, you know, okay, me playing at Hoopfest as a 10th grader.
Bounce pass ahead. Bergen's three got hit. He'll go to the line to shoot 3 as Hikim doesn't like it, but you could see Bergen's hand.
He definitely got kicked out of the game, but I think it's just him wanting to have a good showing.
And so, technical foul call on Hikim. He didn't like the call, and he's going to earn himself 2 more. And Hikim fouls out of the game with that.
Talk to him and say, you know, you never know who's watching. You know, you gotta always, I don't care if you got kicked out the game, you know, that happened. What's next? What is your next move? And we always talk about it.
In a span of literally a minute, picks up 3 more fouls and apparently is leaving the bench.
You know, his overall body of work is amazing. He's going to do great at LaSalle. And, you know, when they come back here to play, you know, GW, whoever in the conference, I think he's going to show out again.
Really just to see the development of the Hoopfest and just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I'm excited for him and his family, his mom, his dad, his support system. You know, appreciate them letting him come here and stay here, you know, from when he was a 14-year-old wet behind the ears little boy, and now he's growing up.
On the next episode of Run This Town.
Coach Williams, Andre Williams, I mean, we go back. It's bigger than basketball.
The weakness is what? The middle. It's the middle.
It's not just basketball. That's one of my best friends.
As I seen Ricky get better, I seen him transform into a Maryland player, and I felt like he fit the system, and Coach Turgeon's seeing that.
My senior night, you know, it meant a lot, especially just like me. Remember, I was just in 9th grade, and it all just flew by. People was just in my ear. It was in my ear just saying time flying, like time won't fly. So cherish it and all that. So I think I cherished every moment I've been.